it's your girl T here, back with another Tea Time Tuesday vidya. I know y'all are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, all my flaws are flawless. And I got this from High Frequency Guru, and I just love it. All my flaws are flawless, meaning we don't have any flaws because our flaws are flawless. I wanted to discuss today the notion that things that are being created outside of us or circumstances that are coming up are something out of our control, are the person's fault, are we didn't do enough, are things outside of our power are happening, we can't control the narrative. A lot of us are thinking that when our SP's mistreating us, that their words are the be-all end-all, or we didn't get the job that we wanted, it's because the person hated us, or if we didn't get something that we wanted in our reality, or circumstances are looking different than we intended them to, that it's because of an action we did or did not take, and it's because of the perception, or that's the wrong word, it's because of the person not picking us, or something outside of ourselves being the cause for why this situation occurred. I'm going to say this to y'all again. I've been saying it the whole way through this channel, and I'm going to say it to you again. We create our reality, meaning the perception that we have of people is what they show up as. The assumed outcome for things is what we'll create. The assumptions that we have of people, places, and things is what's going to play out in our 3D reality. That's why there's always the notion that we don't get what we want, we get who we are. Meaning, we can say we want one thing, but if we believe heavily in another, we're going to get what we heavily believe in. Because our subconscious mind does not care what is something that we want or don't want. It just focuses on what we put the most attention and what we put the most backing and belief into. So as an example, again, you'll see those people who win the lottery and they'll lose the money within 2 years, and it's a copious amount of money, millions upon millions of dollars, and they'll go broke in 2 years. Well, they probably wanted that money and they thought that it would make their life better, but when they received it, they probably had beliefs that didn't align with the new amount of money. Like, I don't keep money, money's hard for me, or whatever indicated to their subconscious that they believe they were poor. So your subconscious will find ways for you to spend that money, so it goes back to the comfort zone of being poor. Or the 4-minute mile. There was a belief in the 60s or 70s, I can't remember, that no one could run a 4-minute mile, meaning no one could run a mile in 4 minutes. When one dude did it, within the same year, they had a record number of 4-minute miles because they saw somebody else do it. So their belief system went up, and it backed the fact that you can do a mile in 4 minutes because somebody else proved it to them, and so they did it. What we believe is what we will receive. So if your SP is acting crazy to you and saying a bunch of stuff, your job is to look at the 3D. You don't have to dissect and go back to when you created this. You just look at it, and whatever they're saying to you, go decode it. Oh, that's when I thought I wasn't good enough. Oh, that's when I thought they were going for other people. Oh, or you could simply bypass it. Oh, I used to think that, but that's not part of my reality anymore. And continue to affirm for what it is that you want now, where you should be now, where you believe you are wanting to be now. Focusing on the end. Or you could look at it and go, oh, that's when I didn't believe in myself. Oh, that's when I thought I wasn't good enough. Oh, that's when I thought that they had other options, and affirm against it. I've always been good enough. I'm the only option. I'm always first best, and so on and so forth. You don't get the job you want. The job calls you and says, we've gone with another candidate, or they just send you one of those crappy form emails. We've decided to go in a different direction. You look at that. Oh, that's when I thought that there was another option. Oh, that's when I thought that the job might possibly not choose me. That's when you affirm against it. I'm the only option. This job is in the bag. This job loves me. This job has to choose me. I'm the only person that's suitable for this job. They're allergic to all other options. Have jobs ever not picked you and called you back again? It's happened to me, where I thought that I had the job in the bag and they rejected me, and then they called me back a couple days later and said, can you please come work for us? What's the beauty of that? You can renegotiate what you're going to get, or you can renegotiate your terms. Sure, I'll come back to you because you're begging me now, but this is how it's going to go down. Everything is malleable. I think you guys are stuck on the 3D thinking that it's final. Your SP says something mean to you, that's final. The job says they don't want you, that's final. The scale doesn't say the number you want, that's final. But we've all seen people lose weight. We've all seen jobs come that we didn't think that we were getting the first round. We've all been accepted to schools that we thought rejected us. We've all had boyfriends come back or girlfriends come back to us and say that they missed us or loved us. We've all had circumstances change in our favor before. This is the basis of our 3D reality. It is malleable. What you see is not final. Your reaction to what you see will determine how long it will take to change in a different direction. But if you learn to regulate your nervous system, meaning make your nervous system calm down during times of distress, like you get those messages from SP that aren't conducive to your reality, or you get that rejection letter, at first it's going to sting. But if you learn how to say, it's okay, slow your breathing, I'm safe, subconscious, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, calm yourself down, and then go into affirming for the reality where you do have what you want, your life will be glorious. Or if you can even train yourself so hard to master your emotions that you look at the 3D like old thoughts and you just let them go, you slide them out, you let them go, you slide them out, and keep looking at what you are getting versus where you're at now, and you look at your 3D as passing old thoughts and you don't pay any attention, or you're neutral towards the things that show up for you, you will get what you want like that. It's like when Neville Goddard, the famous manifester from back in the day, was trying to get to Barbados. I know everybody uses this example, but some of y'all are new to my channel. He learned off Abdullah, who was his mentor, and he kept saying to Abdullah, I want to be in Barbados. That was his home country. He wanted to be in Barbados. He had no money. He had no way of getting there, etc., etc. Abdullah kept saying, you don't want to be in Barbados. You are in Barbados. And he would slam the door on him every time Neville would go to his room and ask him, how is he getting to Barbados? He was trying to figure out the how, Neville was. And Abdullah would slam the door in his face and say, you are in Barbados, meaning stop focusing on how you're going to get there, why you're not there. Focus on the fact you are in Barbados. What are you drinking? What are you doing there? What are you eating? Who are you seeing? He eventually did get to Barbados, and I think he came back to Abdullah again and said, yay, I got a ticket for Barbados on the economy class or the lower class. And Abdullah again started slamming the door in his face because he was like, we only fly first class. Abdullah was a black man in a time period when they weren't allowed in certain places. It was super racist. Abdullah didn't care about any of that. He would walk in anywhere he wanted. He would get free meals. He always had money. He was the master manifester. He didn't follow the rules of the 3D reality. He made up his own rules, and everything conformed to the way that he believed he deserved to be treated and was perceived as. This is the same power that we have today. If we walk around like we're a king or a queen and there's no other option besides us, our energy is going to emulate that. The energy that comes back to us is going to reciprocate that, and we are going to get what we want. But a lot of us are not at the king or queen level mentally yet because we've been conditioned the other way to believe we're less than, we should take scraps, we're not worthy enough to have what we want. This is where affirmations kick in, where we remind ourselves you are a king or a queen, you're successful at everything you do, you're worthy of all your desires because you are. There's no I'm worthy if, I'm worthy because I am. I'm worthy because I was born king or queen, and I deserve everything I want. I don't have to do anything to get anything. I don't have to perform to get what I want. I just get it because I do. This is what we have to retrain our brain back to. Like when you were a kid and you decided what you were going to be when you grow up, no one told you you had to sing and dance to become that. Or if you didn't get an A on your report card that you weren't getting what you wanted, you just decided you were a fireman or a superstar or a singer or a dancer or an artiste or a stewardess or whatever it is you wanted to be. There was no circumstances that could stop you. You decided, your parents supported that dream for you as a little kid because they thought it was make-believe, and you went with it and you became the thing. My son currently believes he's Spider-Man. He's trying to figure out how he can climb up the walls. Do I actually think he can climb up the walls? Of course not. That's my possible limiting belief kicking in, but obviously logically we've never seen kids climbing on walls like a spider. But am I going to tell him that? No, I'm going to let him believe he can do and be and have whatever he wants, because that is the beauty of life. The only limits are the ones we place on ourselves. So when you see those circumstances in your 3D, remember, you have a choice. You can ignore it, you can accept it and then affirm around it, you can revise it, or you can choose to just stay neutral to it, meaning don't assign any meaning to it, just stay affirming for what it is that you want. You have the various options, you know what to do, you know you're getting what you want, you just have to keep conditioning yourself to react this way so it shows up quicker for you. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye!